Are you tired of trading your time for money? If so, then it's definitely time to start looking into creating some passive income streams for yourself. So in this video, I'm going to give you a bunch of passive income ideas, how you can get started, so you can take action if you want. I'll put a bunch of links in the description, including what web pages I'm looking at in this video and also some tutorials if I have them. If you're interested in the written version of this video, I have a blog post that includes all the passive income ideas I'll be talking about in this video and also some additional ones. Once again, the link will be in the description. So before we actually get into the entire list, I want to talk a little bit about what passive income is. So there's basically two different types of income, active income and passive income. Active income is basically when you receive income after doing some type of work. You're trading your time for money. So this includes things like freelancing, consulting, working a 9 to 5, and passive income is where you get paid for work that you've done previously. So this can be like royalty income, income you get from selling digital products you've made before, getting ad money on videos you've already created, getting ad money on like blog posts that you've already written, stuff like that. Passive income for me, it doesn't really mean it's 100% hands off because that doesn't really exist unless you're talking about investing. But passive income, you can set it up and coast for a while, but I think for most passive income streams, you are going to need to do a little bit of maintenance, but having different passive income streams, in my opinion, definitely beats having a 9 to 5. So let's get to the actual passive income ideas. I'm going to start with some easy ones that you can get started with today. One of the easiest ways to make passive income, in my opinion, is just switching out your card that you use for your everyday purchases for either a credit card that gives you points or cashback. These points can also include miles, and just by doing that, if you just switch out your regular spending from your debit card to a cashback credit card, you could earn like thousands of dollars per year in passive income. And you can use that to take trips, you can use that to invest, you can even use that to pay off other types of debt if you have it. So if you're interested in looking at different cashback cards or cards that give you points, thepointsguy.com has a bunch of reviews, and also there's a website that I love to use called Doctor of Credit, and it shows you different like cashback cards and also different bonuses that you can get for certain types of cards, and it's updated pretty often. So once again, link in the description. Another way to get passive income if you drive a lot, this is kind of a silly way, but it works for some people, is you can actually earn money from putting ads on your car. So there's companies like Carvertise and also Rapify. They will actually connect you with companies that want to advertise, and they will actually wrap your car in the ads. And then depending on how long the campaign is, how long they want you to keep your ads on for, you could earn $350 to up to $1,500 I saw, per campaign. Once again, links to these will be in the description. So if you have an internet connection or you use the internet, I assume you do if you're watching this video, you can actually use Honeygain to use your unused data and to make money. So what they do is they basically take your internet connection and connect it to their network, and then they will connect you with companies that want to use your internet connection, and you get a kickback for letting those companies use your connection. And this is pretty much hands off. You don't have to do anything. All you need to do is install their app on either your computer or your phone, and you can also do both. And I believe with Honeygain you can connect up to 10 different devices, I believe, and you can earn passive income that way. It's not a huge amount. It's probably an extra like $20 every 6 months, but I've used it. I've been paid out from them multiple times. I love it. So the next way you can make passive income is by renting out different things that you own. Pretty much, I would say if you own anything of significant value, you can probably rent it out to make some money. So some of the things that you can rent out is your car. You can use Turo to do that. I've actually seen people that own like multiple cars, like 10 to 20 different cars, and their business is just renting them out on Turo, and they either manage it themselves or they take a more passive route and actually hire someone to manage the Turo business. So that's pretty cool. Another thing you can rent out is your home through Airbnb or VRBO. That's pretty standard. I think you know about that. Another thing that you can use that I haven't really seen people talk about much is you can actually rent out space in your home and let people use it as storage. So like a closet, for example, and you can earn money that way through a website called Neighbor. So that's pretty cool. So the next thing I want to talk about is, I think you guys probably know about it, but I think it's important to still talk about, is passive income through investing. I think this is a great way to make passive income. I think everybody can and should do it. And with all the different companies out there and the different technology, it's actually really easy to get started with investing. There's a ton of companies where you don't even have to buy a full share. You can literally buy $1 worth of, or $1 worth of a certain stock. So I think this is a great thing to start, but let's start with something a little bit easy. Is definitely a savings account. If you have an emergency fund or any sinking funds like that, you should definitely be using a high yield savings account. These types of accounts are usually online only, but they'll give you a higher rate than if you had a savings account through a regular bank, for example. Doctor Credit, once again, also has a list of bank account bonuses. They sort it by checking and savings, so you can also find a high yield savings account that will also give you a bank account bonus for signing up. So that's pretty cool. And also, let's talk a little bit about just regular investing. So there's different ways that you can invest. You can invest into like individual stocks that pay dividends. You can invest in just regular stocks. You can invest in ETFs, and you can also invest in REITs to make extra money. But let's take it like bit by bit. The first one is dividends. Dividends are basically payments from companies that they pay out to shareholders from their profits. There are a ton of different stocks like this that pay dividends, either every quarter, every year, or sometimes even monthly. And there's so many of these stocks, and they are pretty popular. And there are common, well-known companies that pay dividends like Walmart. And there are some people that actually create full investment portfolios just made up of dividend stocks. So I won't go into too much detail about dividend stocks here, but if you are interested, Bruce Wang talks a ton about dividend investing. I will link his channel down below. And also Humphrey Yang, he kind of talks about general personal finance, but he has some great videos about dividend investing, and he also has one specifically about creating a starter dividend portfolio. So I will link his channel also in the description. ETFs are a good way if you're kind of scared of like picking individual dividend stocks or regular stocks. ETFs are a great way to kind of diversify your portfolio. ETFs are basically a type of investment that include different securities inside of it. So for example, you could have an S&P 500 ETF that includes a little bit of each of the 500 companies in the S&P 500. So there are a lot of companies that have ETFs, a lot of places where you can actually trade these ETFs. I personally use Fidelity. Fidelity has their own ETFs, and you can also trade ETFs from different companies there. They also have different ETFs around different themes. For example, this like digital health and cloud computing. So I will leave a link to this page down below if you want to just take a look at what Fidelity offers. And I believe a lot of the Fidelity ETFs, you can also trade them as like fractional shares. So you don't need to buy like one complete share of an ETF at a time. Another way that you can invest is into something called REITs. REITs are basically it's a company that owns real estate investments, basically. And these real estate investments can be office buildings, residential buildings, even things like self-storage. That's a REIT type. And what's good about REITs in particular is that they actually pay out most of their profit to shareholders. So if you're interested in looking at different types of REITs by category and also looking at the different performance of different REITs, I will leave a link to this website below. It's just REIT.com, just REIT.com. And if you're feeling, I won't say that, but I will say if you're interested in more alternative forms of investing, that's a great way to put it. You can also look into stuff like cryptocurrency, investing in different particular cryptocurrencies, or you can look into NFTs or both. I will leave a link to Coinbase down below. They are a great secure exchange where you can trade different cryptocurrencies. I love it, and usually they have different bonuses for buying different cryptocurrencies. And one thing about Coinbase is they have something called Coinbase Earn, where you can learn about different cryptocurrencies and take like these mini quizzes, and they will actually give you some of that cryptocurrency. And you can either keep it in that cryptocurrency, or you can convert it to something more well known like Bitcoin or Ethereum. And another way that you can invest and create passive income and all of that is through digital assets. There are different ways that you can do this. There's different types of digital assets. These can be something as simple like selling just stock photos that you've taken on your phone. You can also sell different music. You can create digital products. And I would also say digital assets also include things like creating a YouTube channel and a blog, because it's your content, and then you can sell ad space. You can also do affiliates through it and also sell your own products through that space. So I won't go into all those individual things, but I just wanted to share with you something interesting that I've been doing myself, and that's selling books, digital books. So I'm sure there's like a ton of different ways you could do this. You could do like your own digital product, your digital ebook, and sell it on your blog. There are also people that create something called low content books, which is things like journals and planners, and they use something like Amazon Kindle, and they will actually print out the book, bind it, and actually send it to the customer for you if they buy the low content book on Amazon. So that's cool. But that isn't exactly what I've been doing. So I actually found this through Reddit. I've been writing short stories and then using Amazon Kindle to publish them. So I write the story, edit it myself, and then I get a cover through Fiverr. So it's just $5 to $10, and I actually self-publish it on Amazon Kindle, and it makes it available across the Kindle store in different countries. And I've actually made a little over $250 from doing this. And I've created 4 stories. I put them up, I think, a little less than a year ago, and I've made that money. So I don't promote it, I don't advertise it or anything, don't run ads to it, and I've made that money pretty much passively. So here is my my dashboard. You can see my report. You can see all the sales of the short stories so far. That blue bar is how many I've given away for free. I wanted to try that. And these are also the page reads, but you can also see my royalties. So you can see in the different types of currencies, because like I said, my stories are available across the Kindle store all over the world. So yeah, as you can see, the total I've made over $250. It's pretty cool. It is something I'm going to be exploring more this year, and I'll probably share more of that journey with you guys, because I think it's interesting. It's interesting to write your own story and be able to make money from it. So anyway, that's digital products. So hopefully this video was helpful, and I hope it gave you some inspiration for different passive income streams you could try and create yourself. A tip I can give you, and something that you should probably be thinking about, is stacking these different streams. So either creating digital products or even renting out your property or something like that, and then using that money to invest, and then keep investing the gains and the dividends to grow your investments, and also creating more income streams so you can invest more and grow that, and then suddenly you'll have this, you know, ideally, hopefully, you can have enough to pay for your full expenses one day. So that's the goal. Hopefully, you're able to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you love it and it was helpful, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you're also interested in more content about making money and creating passive income streams, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. I try and put out a video at least once per week. Thank you so much for watching.